The glitz and glamour of modern cinema often moves at a breakneck speed, frequently leaving behind the very milestones that shaped an entire generation of popular culture. Yet, there are rare, sparkling moments in time when the clock seems to stop, forcing us to look back at the cinematic treasures that defined the dawn of the millennium. It is in these moments of nostalgic reflection that we realize how deeply a single story can intertwine with the collective consciousness of audiences worldwide, creating a legacy that refuses to fade even after a quarter of a century has passed. The late 90s and early 2000s were a golden era for character-driven stories, a period when Hollywood masterfully blended light-hearted humor with subtle yet powerful messages of self-discovery and resilience. Among the pantheon of these cultural touchstones, few narratives managed to achieve the unique, lasting impact of a story centered around an unexpectedly brilliant protagonist who challenged every societal stereotype thrown her way. Today, as the bright lights of New York City illuminate a grand celebration dedicated to this enduring legacy, the world is once again reminded of the magic that occurs when brilliant writing, unforgettable characters, and a perfect cast align to create something truly timeless. To fully understand the weight of this milestone, one must travel back to an era when the cinematic landscape was undergoing a significant transformation, balancing between traditional theatrical storytelling and the rapidly approaching digital age. It was a time when audiences were searching for heroes who were not only relatable, but also unapologetically authentic to themselves, bridging the gap between superficial societal expectations and genuine, hard-earned intellectual merit. When this particular story first graced the silver screen, it did not merely entertain, it sparked a global conversation about perception, judgment, and the hidden strength that lies beneath a colorful and meticulously curated exterior. The journey of this iconic narrative from a simple concept to a multi-million-dollar box office phenomenon is a testament to the power of stories that champion individual identity over conformity. Now, 25 years later, the architects of this cinematic masterpiece have gathered once again, drawing the eyes of millions to a red carpet that represents not just a look back into the past, but a vibrant leap into the future of a beloved franchise. Before we delve deeper into the dazzling details of this historic reunion, the extraordinary fashion statements that defined the evening, and the thrilling secrets of the upcoming chapters in this legendary saga, take a brief moment to support our channel by subscribing, liking this video, and turning on all notifications so you never miss an insightful deep dive into the moments that shape entertainment history. As the evening unfolded in the heart of New York, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation, carrying the distinct energy of a historic homecoming. The event, organized under the prestigious banner of Prime Video, was officially titled L World, a grand and meticulously designed celebration crafted specifically to honor the lasting impact of a character who redefined the archetype of the modern heroine. The venue itself was transformed into a living tribute to the aesthetic and spirit of the original film, blending high-end contemporary luxury with nostalgic nods to the early 2000s. Photographers from every major global media outlet lined the red carpet, their cameras ready to capture a reunion that fans had been dreaming about for decades. The sheer volume of media presence and the electric buzz among the gathered crowd served as a powerful reminder that some films do not simply age, they mature into cultural institutions. For the millions of viewers who grew up watching this story unfold, the sight of the original cast members stepping out together once again was nothing short of an emotional milestone. A vivid proof that the bonds formed during the creation of a masterpiece can withstand the relentless test of time. At the absolute center of this whirlwind of flashbulbs and roaring applause stood the woman who breathed life into the legendary protag, Honest, looking every bit as radiant and commanding as she did 25 years ago. Now celebrating her milestone 50th year, the actress demonstrated an effortless elegance that completely captivated everyone in attendance, proving that true star power only grows more refined with age. For this monumental occasion, her choice of attire was nothing short of a masterclass in thematic fashion, perfectly balancing a respectful nod to her character's signature style with the sophisticated demands of modern haute couture. She stepped onto the carpet wearing an exquisite Prada off-the-shoulder pink satin dress, a stunning piece selected from the fashion house's highly anticipated Fall/Winter 2026 collection. The garment, with its rich texture and flawless tailoring, seemed to glow under the venue's lights, immediately evoking the vibrant, pink-hued essence of the character that launched her into international superstardom. To complete this breathtaking ensemble, she accessorized with a perfectly matching pink clutch and slipped into a pair of Christian Louboutin laminated calf leather pumps in the exquisitely named vintage rose hue, creating a seamless visual narrative that paid ultimate tribute to the past while firmly commanding the present. The celebration of this silver jubilee, however, was far from a solo performance, as the red carpet quickly became a stage for a series of deeply moving reunions that highlighted the incredible depth of talent involved in the original production. Walking into the venue with an unmistakable air of grace and shared history was her main on-screen rival turned lifelong friend, who at 53 years old, commanded the room with an authoritative yet warm presence. Portraying the sophisticated and initially frosty Vivian Kensington all those years ago, her performance had provided the perfect intellectual and emotional foil to the bubbly protagonist, creating a dynamic that remains one of the most celebrated aspects of the film. For this evening of reflection, she chose an avant-garde Tom Ford black and pink dress, a brilliant sartorial choice that subtly mirrored the complex relationship and ultimate unity of their respective characters. Pairing the striking dress with elegant Manolo Blahnik sandal heels, she stood side by side with her former co-star, their shared smiles and warm embraces instantly erasing the 25 years that had passed since they first shared a frame, leaving the audience to marvel at the enduring power of their legendary cinematic partnership. The energy on the New York red carpet reached a fever pitch as more familiar faces from the original lineup began to emerge, transforming the anniversary celebration into an unforgettable gathering of cinematic talent. The intricate tapestry of the original story was never just about a single individual, but rather about a vivid constellation of characters who each provided a crucial pillar of support, humor, and dramatic tension to the overarching narrative. Among the arriving stars, the appearance of the actress who portrayed the fiercely independent fitness instructor brought a wave of ecstatic cheers from the dedicated crowd. In the unforgettable plot of the movie, her character became the focal point of an intense legal battle, an accused woman whose freedom depended entirely on the unconventional brilliance and unwavering intuition of the young law student. Walking onto the pristine carpet with immense poise, she looked absolutely stunning in a beautifully tailored midi black strapless dress adorned with delicate, vibrant pink florals that perfectly aligned with the evening's overarching color theme. Her ensemble was flawlessly complemented by high-fashion sandal heels from Giuseppe Zanotti, grounding her presence with a mixture of contemporary edge and timeless Hollywood sophistication. As the flashbulbs continued to illuminate the Manhattan night, the crowd was treated to yet another show-stopping arrival that sent shockwaves of pure nostalgia through the venue. The actress who brought the beloved, quirky nail technician to life stepped into the spotlight, immediately capturing the hearts of everyone present just as she had done decades prior. Her portrayal of the deeply relatable, slightly insecure, but fiercely loyal confidant remains one of the most celebrated and quoted performances in modern comedy history. For this monumental evening, she chose to make a bold and unapologetically glamorous statement, turning heads in a spectacular leopard print dress that perfectly encapsulated the vibrant, eccentric, and lovable spirit of her on-screen alter ego. Paired with exquisite Giuseppe Zanotti sandals, her presence added a tremendous layer of joy and authenticity to the event, reminding everyone that the heart of the film lay in its genuine depictions of female solidarity and mutual empowerment. The visible joy and deep affection shared among these actresses as they embraced and posed for photographs together provided a striking contrast to the typical formality of high-profile media events, showcasing a bond forged in creative excellence that has only strengthened over 25 years. However, even amidst the overwhelming joy of this historic reunion, sharp-eyed fans and media analysts could not help but notice a few notable absences from the evening's festivities. Most conspicuously missing from the star-studded lineup was the actor who played the charming, supportive law student who eventually became the protagonist's on-screen husband and ultimate intellectual equal. His portrayal of the grounded, kind-hearted mentor who saw past the main character's superficial exterior provided the crucial romantic and emotional anchor for the film's triumphant conclusion and its subsequent sequel. While his lack of appearance left a small void on the red carpet, it did little to diminish the profound sense of celebration, as the present cast members leaned heavily into the shared memories and the extraordinary legacy they all built together. This collective gathering served as a vivid reminder of July 2001, the historic moment when the Robert Luketic-directed masterpiece was first unleashed upon global audiences. completely defying the modest expectations of industry insiders and transforming overnight into a bona fide box office juggernaut. To truly appreciate the magnitude of what this creative team accomplished, one must examine the staggering financial and cultural metrics that define the film's history. Upon its initial theatrical release, the movie struck an immediate chord with audiences worldwide, ultimately amassing an incredible global box office total of over $141 million. According to official historical data from Box Office Mojo, this impressive financial haul represented an extraordinary return on investment for the studio, cementing the film as one of the most profitable and culturally impactful comedies of the early 2000s. But the true value of the movie could never be measured solely in dollars and cents, as its real impact was measured in the way it completely shifted societal perceptions of intelligence and ambition. The narrative followed the chaotic yet deeply inspiring journey of a young, fashion-obsessed woman who made the audacious decision to apply to the ultra-prestigious Harvard Law School. Her initial motivation was entirely superficial, born out of a desperate attempt to win back her wealthy, elitist ex-boyfriend, a character brought to life with perfect aristocratic condescension by Matthew Davis. This ex-boyfriend had abruptly ended their relationship because he deemed her too frivolous for his grand political aspirations, a rejection that set the entire unforgettable saga into motion. Upon arriving at the grueling, traditionalist campus of Harvard, the protagonist found herself completely isolated, facing intense scrutiny and open hostility from her peers, including the elegant and calculating character played by Selma Blair, who was now engaged to her former love interest. The brilliance of the screenplay lay in how it subverted standard romantic comedy tropes. Instead of engaging in petty rivalries or changing her core identity to fit in, the main character chose to double down on her unique strengths. She gradually discovered that her profound knowledge of fashion, beauty, and human nature was not a hindrance, but rather an extraordinary intellectual asset that allowed her to see angles in complex legal cases that her rigidly traditional classmates completely overlooked. This realization culminated in the high-stakes murder trial involving the fitness coach, where her specialized understanding of hair care chemistry famously exposed a fraudulent witness, securing an acquittal and proving to the entire legal establishment that she was a formidable intellect to be reckoned with. The massive success of this narrative naturally paved the way for a highly popular sequel released just 2 years later, which expanded her crusades into the halls of government, proving that her unique brand of optimistic justice knew absolutely no bounds. As the years advanced, the original film did not fade into obscurity. Instead, it transformed into an educational and motivational touchstone, regularly cited by real-world legal professionals, students, and scholars as a major source of inspiration for pursuing careers in law. The character became a global symbol for staying true to oneself in the face of institutional snobbery and systemic doubt, a legacy that Prime Video is now preparing to honor and expand in a massive new way. The entertainment world is currently buzzing with immense anticipation for an upcoming prequel series titled Elle, a bold new television venture designed to explore the foundational years of this legendary character long before she ever set foot in the Ivy League. This highly anticipated project has officially cast the rising young actress Lexi Mindtree to step into the iconic shoes of a teenage version of the protagonist, a daunting task that has already captured the intense curiosity of both classic fans and an entirely new generation of streaming television viewers. The narrative arc of this upcoming series promises to take audiences back to the origins of her uniquely colorful worldview, tracing her formative experiences and early challenges during a pivotal relocation from the sunny shores of California to the distinct environment of Seattle. It is within this new Pacific Northwest setting that the young protagonist will be shown navigating the complex social hierarchies of high school, forming the foundational friendships, and discovering the early sparks of determination that would eventually shape her into the world-famous, courtroom-dominating icon we all know and love today. The announcement of this fresh television prequel marks far more than just a standard expansion of a successful entertainment franchise. It represents a profound recognition of how deeply this specific narrative has woven itself into the fabric of global popular culture over the last quarter of a century. Looking back at the incredible trajectories of the original cast members, it becomes instantly clear that the creative energy generated during that magical summer of 2001 served as a powerful launching pad for some of the most illustrious and enduring careers in modern Hollywood history. The leading lady herself did not merely coast on the massive success of her pink-clad alter ego. Instead, she systematically channeled that momentum into building a formidable entertainment empire, transforming from a highly sought-after comedic actress into an Academy Award-winning performer and one of the most influential media producers in the entire global entertainment industry. Through her dedicated production efforts, she has spent decades intentionally centering complex, female-driven narratives, proving time and again that the core philosophy of her breakthrough character, which fiercely advocates for the intellectual depth and untapped potential of women, was a principle she believed in deeply and lived out fully in her professional life. Similarly, her wonderful co-stars have carved out extraordinary paths that continue to inspire millions of dedicated admirers across the globe, turning their shared history into a beautiful testament to artistic resilience and creative versatility. The marvelous actress who portrayed the fiercely elegant Vivian Kensington has transitioned into a powerful symbol of grace, courage, and authenticity, openly sharing her profound personal triumphs and health battles with the world, thereby cementing an emotional bond with her audience that transcends any traditional cinematic performance. Her triumphant presence on the New York red carpet was not merely a celebration of an old movie, but a beautiful celebration of life, endurance, and the lasting sisterhood that can form when artists collaborate on a project that genuinely touches the human heart. Beside her, the incredible performers who brought the iconic fitness guru and the beloved, unforgettable nail technician to life have experienced massive career renaissances of their own, continuously captivating modern television audiences with their unique comedic timing, dramatic depth, and an undeniable star quality that remains completely undiminished by the steady passage of time. Seeing these extraordinary women stand together once again, their faces illuminated by the bright flashbulbs of the Manhattan press corps, offered a beautiful visual closure to a 25-year journey, showing that while fashion and eras may shift, true talent and genuine human connection remain entirely permanent. The grand unveiling of the prequel series introduces a fascinating new layer to this rich cinematic history, inviting both longtime enthusiasts and an entirely fresh generation of streaming viewers to examine the psychological and social origins of a character who became a global icon of self-assurance. By exploring her formative years in the distinct, moody atmosphere of Seattle, the new television series promises to unpack the specific trials, social dynamics, and personal revelations that allowed a young girl to maintain her unapologetic optimism and vibrant aesthetic in the face of an unfamiliar, often cynical environment. This ambitious narrative bridge allows the franchise to come full circle, demonstrating that the protagonist's trademark resilience and unique intellectual approach were not qualities that materialized overnight at Harvard Law School, but were instead carefully forged through early life experiences, deep teenage friendships, and an innate refusal to let external environments dictate her internal worth. The casting of a fresh, exceptionally talented young face to carry this massive legacy forward serves as a beautiful passing of the torch, ensuring that the unique mixture of humor, intelligence, and heart that defined the original film will continue to inspire, entertain, and uplift audiences for many decades to come. When we look back at the grand total of what was achieved by a relatively modest studio comedy 25 years ago, we are forced to recognize that the true legacy of this story cannot be fully encapsulated by impressive box office receipts, iconic fashion trends, or memorable catchphrases. The real magic lies in the film's revolutionary subversion of societal expectations, its joyful insistence that an intense love for fashion, beauty, and traditional femininity is completely compatible with a razor-sharp analytical mind, a fierce dedication to justice, and a top-tier legal education. By completely dismantling the deeply ingrained, misogynistic trope that a woman must choose between being taken seriously and being true to her personal aesthetic, the movie opened up an entirely new cultural space for young people everywhere to embrace their multifaceted identities without fear of judgment or professional exclusion. As the dazzling lights of the New York anniversary celebration eventually dimmed and the stars made their way inside to toast 25 years of cinematic excellence, the overarching sentiment remaining in the heart of Manhattan was one of profound, enduring gratitude for a story that taught the world to never, under any circumstances, judge a book by its beautifully designed, vibrant cover.